better cock your pistols.
Spooks are business, Cindy.
Hey! Can't you read?
Well, yeah, I can read. Listen, I'm just coming over here to see Mr.
Well, this is a close workout. Only Mr. Fowler's personnel are permitted on the track. I don't believe I've ever seen you working for us, Mr. Houston.
No, I've never worked for you. Listen, how did you know my name?
Mace. It's all right, he's with me.
Call ahead next time.
Hi, Houston.
Hey, Win.
Thanks for coming. I really need your help.
It's a pleasure. Listen, I tell you, your security man there, I believe he's got a burr in a bad spot.
He wouldn't win any personality contest, no.
How can I help you, Win?
The young lady you so generously directed to me 4 years ago?
You mean Cindy?
After turning a sow's ear into a silk purse, she's dumping me.
Well, how come?
Moving to England, giving up quarter horses, joining Lord Wellesley's stable.
It must be quite a blow. I mean, she's the best jockey you've got.
A blow? Do you have any idea what the value of a good female jockey is? Everybody wants her. She really brings in the people.
She is a crowd pleaser.
You got to talk to her, Houston. Everybody knows how she feels about you. She's in love with you.
Well, I think maybe she's just got love and gratitude all mixed up, Win, but I tell you what, I'll have a chat with her.
Much obliged.
That's right, Cindy.
Houston! This is quite a surprise. I think I'll steal another kiss.
Well, Cindy, I need to talk to you.
Hey, if it's about my move to England, forget it. My mind's made up.
Well, I'd like to have a chance to try and change it.
I'll tell you what. Our workout will be over soon. Meet me back at Fowler's farm and I'll let you try.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Listen,
Listen, hold it right there. No sudden moves.
It's Miss Cindy. He's killed her.
Fellas, this is not what you think. Now, Cindy told me to meet her out here. Now, Vince, this is ridiculous. Why would I kill Cindy Gaines?
I never said you killed her.
Then what are we doing here? Playing some kind of game?
You're here, Mr. Houston, because you were observed by two individuals standing over a murder victim with the murder weapon in your hands.
Captain Kerrigan, I told you I went to meet Cindy. She wasn't there, so
So you went to look for her. You know, I'm going to grow an ulcer listening to this alibi of yours.
Come on, Kerrigan, ease up. I've known Houston since he moved to California. Murder's not his style.
Is that a fact? Hey, listen to me carefully, Lieutenant. As far as you're concerned, my name is Captain Kerrigan. I not only outrank you, I have managed to keep my objectivity in this matter. Security officer Victor Macy states that you attempted to dissuade the dead girl from moving to England, that she had other ideas.
It's hardly a motive for murder, Captain. Sir.
Novelli, go upstairs and find something constructive to do.
Is that an order, sir?
Listen, Vince, why don't you just settle down? I'll be just fine, okay?
Yeah, well, I won't be fine. I'm telling you, Houston is not a killer.
It's not what this report says. There are only one set of fingerprints on the pitchfork, and two eyewitnesses said he had it in his hands.
Houston did not kill that girl, and I'm going to prove it.
Novelli, you're wrong, because as of this moment, you are no longer involved in this case.
Yeah, well, maybe not as a member of the police department, but if I have to, as a private citizen.
You just hold on. You put this back where it belongs and take a little walk and calm down, all right?
Friends like that are hard to find.
Yes, they are. Appreciate it if you go easy on him.
As far as I'm concerned, Novelli was never here.
Thank you, sir.
Captain Kerrigan? Right. You're free to go, Mr. Houston. You've been bailed out.
Well, that was quick. I just talked to CJ about 10 minutes ago.
Taxi!
Who bailed me out of jail tonight?
Well, I called the bail bondsman, and he didn't know.
What do you mean he didn't know?
Well, whoever bailed you out and left the instructions did so anonymously.
Well, CJ, somebody out there does not like me, and I think we better find out who it is before we go any further. See what baby has to say.
All right.
So you want a drink?
Love it. First of all, we have the deceased, Cindy Gaines, used to live in Bakersfield. At the age of 17, she left home to do the rodeo circuit. Enter Matt Houston.
Yeah. You know, CJ, I met Cindy at a rodeo in Fresno. Well, you talk about blockbusters. This lady makes some of the male cowpunchers look like greenhorns.
But she wanted to be a jockey, so he introduced her to this chap, Winston Fowler. He finds them, he trains them, and he manages them.
Best in the business.
But he has a little problem. It's called gambling fever.
Was it serious?
Intensive care time.
Well, that's hardly a motive for murder.
Well, it is if your best jockey wants to breach your contract and run off to England. Now, Midge Moran, he was obviously in love with the deceased, but she was only sweet to him because she felt sorry for him.
Well, CJ, we can hardly consider him a suspect. I mean, the boy's a little slow, but he's gentle as a lamb.
Tilt.
Did I say something wrong?
Houston, he has a police record. He's assaulted 2 women on 2 separate occasions.
Are you sure?
I'm positive I checked it out.
You know, I've seen him before. He was with Macy when I got caught with a blood-stained pitchfork in my hand.
His name is Newt.
Newt? Does he have a last name?
Well, if he does, nobody knows what it is. He went to work for Fowler about a year ago, and because he grooms horses, they call him Newt the Groom.
That makes sense. What's he got to do with Cindy's death?
Well, apparently he has a penchant for young girls. As a matter of fact, the younger the better.
Young as in Cindy Gaines young?
Roger. As a matter of fact, word has it he tried to make a few passes at Cindy.
Yeah, and she wasn't catching.
Another Roger.
Yeah, it's rejection, CJ. I tell you, some men don't deal with rejection well. Makes them violent. Maybe even violent enough to kill. I tell you what, you better keep scratching, see what you can come up with on this fella's last name and his background. Well, Victor Macy, now what has he got to do with this?
Well, he was with the Bakersfield Police Department for 12 years.
CJ, anytime a cop spends that amount of time on the force, he usually would want to stick around till he retires so he can collect his 20-year pension. Find out why he left the force or why the force left him.
That won't be necessary.
I'm sorry, Mr. Houston. We tried.
Thank you, ladies. I'm sure you did your best.
I left the police force for personal reasons, none of which are any business of yours.
Maybe when this is all over, I probably should teach you some manners, Mr. Macy.
You're a blunt man, Mr. Houston. But I have something that's a little more blunt for you. You killed Cindy, and I want you to know that I am going to do everything in my power to make sure that you pay the maximum sentence under California law, the gas chamber.
Well, now, I appreciate you taking all the time and effort to map out my fun-filled future for me, but there's only one problem. I am not guilty.
Oh, you're guilty, all right.
So what do I have to tell you to make you believe that I did not kill Cindy?
You killed her. Long before you ever put that pitchfork in her back, you killed her. She was a good kid before you met her 4 years ago and gave her all those dreams of grandeur. You told her she was gonna be some kind of a champion jockey.
How do you know all this?
Well, she was a good girl. She had a boyfriend. He was gonna become a veterinarian. They had a fight, and she ran away. But it wouldn't have been like it was with her sister. Cindy would have come back. Everything would have been all right. She'd be happily married by now. I'd be a grandfather.
You're her father?
And you had to come along. You killed her, you and your fancy dreams, Mr. Houston. First time was 4 years ago. This time I can prove it. Did you know that my daughter kept a diary? She even forecast her own murder and her own murderer. Would you like to make a bet as to who she named?
Vince, I know you want to help, but you got a family and a career to think about.
Family? He's too busy saving the world to think of family.
What? Houston, I got some hot info from Steno down at the precinct. She said that security guy, Macy, he turned over the dead girl's diary to Captain Kerrigan.
Well, did he also tell Kerrigan that he just happens to be Cindy's father?
Yeah, he said that Dyer's gonna send you to Never Never Land. Mama, what's the matter? What's the matter?
See, what's the matter? You don't know and you don't care. Poveretta, poor woman, how she cried her eyes out for you when you were sick.
What poor woman?
Aunt Juliana, that's who, Poveretta. You really want to know?
Oh, Aunt Juliana. What's the matter with Aunt Juliana?
Nothing anymore. She's dead now.
Oh, no, Aunt Juliana. Mama, I don't...
No, come. You were always her favorite. Oh, mio Dio, the Poveretta, she's dead, and you can't even care enough to remember. Ah, disgraziato, t'ha voluto tanto bene, te la sei già scordata.
Yes, I'm sorry to hear about your aunt.
Thanks, Houston. What am I talking about? I don't even know who Aunt Juliana is.
Vince, now, does Kerrigan know for sure that that's Cindy's diary?
Not yet, but he's brought in some handwriting experts. The best. But the diary's not your only problem. That steno said that they found some items in Cindy's apartment. Men's items, shirts, handkerchiefs, a belt buckle.
So?
So, they all have your monogram on them.
Vince, that's impossible. I've never been in that girl's apartment before in my life. Now, the killer must have planted those things.
Mama, please, talk to me.
Good idea. If I talk to you enough, maybe you'll remember me when I'm dead.
Mom, I just,
Cleveland.
I can't...
She lived in Cleveland, the big blue house.
Cleveland.
Oh, Poverina, how she held you in her arms, how she rocked you, Poverina.
Mom, I haven't been in Cleveland since I was 4.
So? Is that any reason to forget a person?
Look, the point is, Kerrigan is building a really strong case against you. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if he revoked your bail soon.
I'm counting on it. Now, Mrs. Novelli, food was excellent.
Grazie.
What's he doing here?
I'm not sure, CJ. But I can guarantee it's got nothing to do with a sudden urge for pepperoni pizza. Listen, did you find out where Midge is?
Yes, check the ranch. He's at a cemetery. This is the address. We got a call from Win Fowler. He wants us to meet him at his place at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
CJ, I'll meet you there as soon as I talk to Midge.
Midge?
Hi, Mr. Houston. This is where they're gonna bury Cindy. It's beautiful, isn't it? Hope she likes it.
It's a real pretty spot, Midge. Listen, you know that they've charged me with Cindy's murder.
Yes, but I know you didn't do it.
Thank you. You know, that's the first sensible thing I've heard all day long.
You're not the type to push women around, especially someone as wonderful as Cindy.
Really loved her, didn't you? You know anybody who didn't love her? Somebody that might want to hurt her, maybe even kill her. So I'm sorry, that's a stupid question at this point in time.
I'm gonna miss her. I mean, I always knew that I was never really gonna have her. I mean, I know I'm really nothing much. I always knew that she'd end up marrying someone that had a lot of money and fancy cars. I better go.
You all right?
Yes.
Stay put.
Hi there.
Well, that was good timing. Come up with any goodies for me?
Well, I do have a couple of goodies, depending on who you talked to last.
Well, the last person I talked to was Captain Kerrigan. I really didn't talk to him. I just complained. See, somebody took a shot at either me or Midge and ran out of the cemetery.
It's probably how they get their customers.
Yeah, I tried that joke on Captain Kerrigan. He didn't think it was funny either.
Well, now hold on to your stirrups. Remember Newt, the groom who discovered Cindy's body along with Macy? He doesn't exist.
What do you mean, the man has to exist, CJ?
Not according to the best computers in America. He doesn't have a social security, a driver's license, an ID number, nothing.
Well, maybe you spelled his name wrong.
How difficult could it be to spell John Jones?
John, that's Newt's real name?
Supposedly, but not if he doesn't exist.
Why do I get the impression that we're playing a version of Who's On First here? CJ, let's just change the subject. Now, did you come up with anything helpful?
Well, I found out that Cindy's sister is named Lori.
Lori. You know, I'd almost forgotten about her until Macy mentioned her in the office the other day. Now, Lori is Cindy's twin sister. If I'm not mistaken, she left home just a year before Cindy did.
Yeah, she's been working as a waitress in Bakersfield up until 2 weeks ago when she disappeared.
Did she disappear mysteriously or normally?
Well, I don't have any information on that, so it's still a mystery.
Yeah, well, what else did you fail to discover?
Why Win Fowler wanted us to meet him out here.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Fowler will be here in a few minutes. Oh, by the way, I want to thank you for observing the security rules this time and phoning ahead.
I try to be a law-abiding citizen.
Except when it comes to murder.
Did it ever occur to you that it just might possibly be somebody else that murdered your daughter?
You're gonna pay the price, Houston. You will die. Whether the law does it to you or I do it.
Do something!
Some writing.
Yeah, well, at least all those Annie Oakley movies paid off. You all right?
Yeah, I'm great. Just great. CJ, next time I get on a horse, remind me to be in the saddle before it takes off, huh? Any luck on finding a witness?
Well, no one claims to have seen anyone throw the rope or release the horse.
Great. Any luck on finding Win Fowler?
Better than that, he just walked in a few minutes ago saying he was sorry he missed us at the track. He said he had car trouble.
That's convenient. Listen, what else you come up with?
Lots. Victor Macy, the dead girl's father, lied to us. He did not resign from the Bakersfield Police Department.
Booted out?
You got it. Why, I don't know.
It'd be interesting to find out.
Yes, it would. Of course, you know that Macy isn't responsible for your being roped to that freaked-out horse. He was standing there with us today when it happened.
Yes, but an accomplice could have.
An accomplice?
Yeah, see, CJ, there were two separate drivers and two separate vehicles tried to cancel my ticket when I got bailed out of jail. That tells me there was an accomplice with the killer. Now, what else you come up with?
Well, only that Cindy was heavily into psychoanalysis. Her psychiatrist's name is Dr. Harry Kinderly.
Well, that's interesting. How'd you find that out?
Well, I did what you said and checked into the medical insurance records.
Well, CJ, usually that's kind of hard to do. I'd like to look at the doctor's file, but they don't like that. I mean, privileged information and all.
Well, Dr. Kinderly may not let us see his files, but I don't think he'd have any objection to having lunch with an old friend.
Yeah. You know this Dr. Kinderly, huh?
Houston, I knew Harry when we used to call him Fuzzy. Now, should we go see Mr. Fowler?
Yeah. Wait, CJ, Fuzzy?
Fuzzy.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, Houston, sorry about your mishap. If I'd been on time, well, I guess CJ told you I had car trouble.
Yeah, she did, Win. Listen, what exactly is he want to talk to me about?
I think I know who killed Cindy. I think it was Newton.
Newt, your groom?
Yeah, the same.
When? Have you got any proof of this?
What you lawyers would call hearsay. 2 or 3 days ago, I heard Cindy screaming at Newt. She said she was going to have him fired for stealing money from her.
Win, it's a good try, but as a legal eagle, I can tell you right now that there's no judge in the world who's going to issue a warrant based on that kind of evidence.
Well, nevertheless, maybe it's about time we had a little powwow with Newt. Win, this is a little tough for me, but I need to ask you some things, and I wondered if...
That's all right, Houston. You go ahead, ask me anything you want.
I like your attitude. Listen, now, Cindy was gonna take off, go to England on you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that gave you a pretty good motive for murder.
No question about it. But me kill Cindy? Would I be so stupid as to call in the best investigator going, not to mention a longtime friend? Hmm?
Excuse me. Hello.
Houston, Vince. I'm afraid I've got some news you're not gonna like. You better meet me at Mama's.
Vince, I'll be there in 5 minutes, all right?
Yeah, I'll see you.
Win, listen, we've got to run. Thanks for coming by and giving me the information. Could you find your own way out?
Oh, sure.
When are we going to talk to Newt?
Oh, the man that doesn't exist. Well, later. We'll just have to set up a non-existent meeting for a non-existent person.
What?
Yeah, you have to be there.
Wonderful.
Lascia stare. Go inside and sit. I'll bring plenty of food.
Thanks, Mama. Because when CJ and Houston get here, I'm gonna be too busy talking to eat.
Sure. Never time to eat. Just talk, talk, talk. Oh, did you at least find time to send flowers to your Aunt Juliana's funeral?
Yeah, I sent the flowers, Mama.
Oh. So, what kind of flowers did you send?
I told the florist to pick something appropriate.
You mean you didn't pick them out yourself? Ma come? Aunt Juliana is dead, and you don't even care enough to take a few minutes, 2 minuti in fin dei conti, to personally select the arrangement. Vergognati.
Somebody died?
Yeah, Vince's aunt.
Cut down in her prime.
Well, that's terrible. How old was she?
93. Lilies. I bet they chose lilies.
Yeah, lilies. How did you know?
Aunt Juliana hated lilies. They gave her hives.
Mama, what?
Just sit down now, please. Tell me what you got.
Unemployment if Captain Kerrigan catches me consorting with the enemy, and I owe 2 free lunches to the steno down at the precinct. All right, first of all, the autopsy. Cindy died of multiple stab wounds, pitchfork.
Oh, that's obvious, Vince. What else?
Yeah, well, now comes the bad part. The handwriting experts.
Don't tell me. Both of them proved that it was Cindy's handwriting in the diary.
It gets worse. She said in her diary that you're going to kill her first and CJ second.
How could you, Houston?
I couldn't, CJ. Vince, what else?
After all that, you want more?
Well, Vince, I mean, obviously the girl has got a very vivid imagination. Now, those entries in the diary simply aren't true.
Vincenzo, telephone.
Excuse me.
I just hope your flowers got there in time.
Sure they did, Mama. I told the florist to be sure they get to Cleveland by noon today.
Cleveland? Aunt Juliana moved to Baltimore 3 years ago. Oh, che pasticcio, che combinata. Vai.
Yeah, Novelli. Yeah, hi, Barbara. Yeah. Yeah, okay, I owe you 3 lunches. More bad news. Houston's bail has been revoked thanks to those handwriting experts and the threat to kill you.
Houston's going back to jail?
I hate to lay that on him when he comes back out.
I hate to lay this on you, Vince, but he's not coming out.
He's not in the bathroom?
Novelli, I gave Houston a little legal advice. He's gone underground.
Well, what did he say before he left?
Bye.
wondering if you'd come.
As soon as CJ put on that Houston went underground routine.
Well, I had to cover you, Vance. I mean, there was no telling if Kerrigan had one of his spies at Mama's. Listen, I just talked to an old friend from Bakersfield. Turns out that Macy is, in fact, Cindy and Lori's real father. Now, he got a divorce when the kids were real young, but he stayed close to them. He was very devoted. I think that's what eventually led to him getting booted off the police force.
Because he loved his kids?
Well, actually, say his ex-wife got remarried to a real creep. Macy found out this fellow was abusing the kids, the ones he'd loved so much. Macy killed him with his bare hands.
Manslaughter. Automatic hard time.
Yeah, 5 years, and when he got out, Cindy helped him get the security job with Fowler. Vince, I tell you, well, I just can't help but feel sorry for him.
No wonder he hates so much. Houston, I gotta take you in.
You gotta be kidding me, Vince. You know that there's something I've got to do. You know that.
Houston, I'm a cop.
You're a friend.
I took an oath.
I know that.
To uphold the law.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Only thing I can do.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now you're gonna tell me what you're gonna do?
Now I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do, Vance. First, I've got to find out who killed Cindy. And I've got to find out if I'm in some way responsible for it. Make yourself at home, friend.
Kerrigan was right. She led us right to him. Dispatch, this is 1 Adam 22. Patch me through to Captain Kerrigan.
Hi there.
Oh, CJ. You know, I think Midge was right. This is a real pretty spot. I bet Cindy would have really loved it. Listen, did you come up with anything from Cindy's doctor?
Well, I found out that Fuzzy loves to eat and he loves to talk. And he informed me that Cindy had a compulsive obsessive neuroses, form of schizophrenia. Now, she could function normally in society, but when she's alone, she lives in a fantasy world all her own.
So I was right. All those things she wrote about me in the diary were all make-believe.
They were make-believe to us. To her, they were perfectly real.
Well, those records are gonna get me off the hook, CJ. All I have to do now is find a real killer.
You have a prime suspect?
Yeah, Midge Moran. CJ, he said something to me out here yesterday that bothered me. He said, Houston, I know you didn't kill Cindy because you're not the type that pushes women around. He didn't say anything about a pitchfork. He said push.
But Houston, Midge has a history of hitting women, twice, in fact. So I don't know how that translates to pitchfork.
Well, it doesn't, CJ, and not directly. Now, I talked to Novelli on the phone. He told me what the coroner's report said. Now, Cindy definitely died of multiple stab wounds. That's pitchfork. But what they discovered was a small, fresh wound on the back of the head.
Well, now I know where you're going. By the way, I found Cindy's sister. She's 80 miles away in Bakersfield.
That's perfect, CJ. I've got something. I get the feeling you were followed here.
How come?
Watch this.
Hold it, please!
Mr. Fowler's gone into town to do some errands if you're looking for him.
Well, I'm not really looking for Mr. Fowler.
And what are you doing here?
Well, I was looking for you, Midge.
Me?
Tell me something. You still believe that I'm not responsible for Cindy's death, right?
Sure.
Maybe you could help me out. I tell you what, how'd you like to help me catch the real killer?
I don't know. What do I have to do?
Well, I tell you, it's real easy, Midge. Listen, just follow me and I'll explain it all to you, all right? Now, trust me, Midge, all I need you to do is run over to that stall there. Now, you just hide there and wait. Now, when I call you, I want you to come running out, all right?
Is that all I have to do?
Well, I told you it was real simple.
That's the stall where they found Cindy's, found her body. I haven't been in there since.
Midge, you said you wanted to help me. Help Cindy.
No, it can't be.
Hello, Midge.
Cindy spoke to you, Midge. Aren't you going to say something? It's the girl you love.
No, it can't be Cindy. Cindy's dead.
You killed me. Or at least you thought you did.
I know I did. I pushed you. You fell back. You hit your head on that iron piping.
But I wasn't dead.
Yes, you were. You were. Fowler even said so.
Wait a minute, Fowler. What else did Fowler say?
He said for me to get out of there. But he was gonna fix it so it looked like somebody else killed her.
So you ran away. And it was Fowler that came in and put the pitchfork in Cindy's back.
Cindy, I didn't mean to hurt you. I just wanted you to take me to England with you so I could be near you. And I didn't mean to hurt you with the car or to rope you with that horse. Fowler made me. He said he'd call the police and tell them I killed Cindy if I didn't do like he told me.
What else, Midge?
I don't know. I don't understand. How can Cindy be here
Midge,
if I...
Cindy is dead. This is Lori, Cindy's twin sister. We brought her here. Now, you pushed her, but you didn't kill her. After you ran away, Fowler came in and put that pitchfork in her back.
Why would Fowler kill my Cindy? Why?
I don't know, Midge. We're gonna find out.
This is Mr. Fowler's house, but it's off limits to us employees.
It was off limits. I got enough probable cause to go in without a warrant.
Altar to worship her by, Vance. Little Cindy Gaines. Bakersfield, California. She had something that drove men crazy.
So two guys loved her. Why did Fowler kill her?
He wanted to frame me, Vance. He was in love with Cindy. He thought Cindy loved me. Now that I look back on it, she used to flaunt it in front of him all the time. Now he must have hated me.
You didn't know he loved her?
I never even had a notion, CJ. Where is Midge?
Where's Mr. Fowler? I gotta see that man.
What about Midgie?
He killed my Cindy, and I'm gonna kill him.
Hold up, Midge, would you? Now, you just stay out of this and let me handle Win Fowler.
Sorry to disagree, Houston. Nobody's gonna handle Win Fowler.
You killed my Cindy! Hold it!
Nothing but a waste of human life, Win. I was your friend. Maybe I could have helped you. But you didn't even ask me.
You have the right to remain silent, the right to an attorney. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Mama, thank you for staying open.
Prego, è sempre un piacere per te, Houston.
Houston, I can't decide whether to be angry at Cindy's father or feel sorry for him.
CJ lost everything he had, at least as far as Cindy is concerned. Did you see the expression on his face when it was all over and he was hugging Lori?
There's a lot of love there.
Yeah, certainly. Well, listen, there's one loose end we never did clear up, and that's that Newt fella. Did we ever find out, is he a real person?
Oh, he's a real person. The computer had a problem because he kept changing his name.
For criminal reasons?
Alimony reasons. Newt has 5 former wives who are in hot pursuit at all times.
Oh, remember me? Your mama, Rosa?
Obviously, Mama's still mad at you, Novelli.
Oh,
Thank you.
Mama, listen, I want you to hear this. It came in the mail today. Dear Vincenzo, I want to thank you for the beautiful flowers you sent to my mother's funeral.
They got them. Oh. Who's writing? Who's writing?
Her son, Cousin Anthony.
Ah, now he's a good boy.
Yeah, the flowers were forwarded to us from Cleveland. And I must say we were most touched to receive them.
See? See how they appreciate?
It's comforting to know that Aunt Juliana was remembered even after so many years. How long has it been? 30 years more, and still you're so thoughtful. Thank you, your Cousin Anthony. P.S. Say thank you to your wonderful mother, Carmela.
Carmela? My name's Rosa. Oh, the younger generation. Il nome di una zia non se lo ricordano. Ah, I ragazzi d'oggi.
Yeah, it's quite you tell her that. Her name's on there, Mama Rosa.
I know. Couldn't resist.
That's cruel. It's funny. But it's cruel.
better cock your pistols.
No more autographs today, thank you. America's favorite mystery novelist needs a nap. For her inspiration. Besides, I'm going to want to look my best for that handsome Mr. Houston. Now, there's a man I wouldn't mind sharing my clues with.
Hey, hi, how you doing?
Can't you read? Go away! If you've got the gall to knock, you better have the sense to duck. Oh, it's you. If you've come here to discuss what I think you have, forget it. Turn that damn thing down! You're breaking my eardrums! What are you doing now? Oh, no. Let's talk, please. Please, please.
I've done my part. Now you do yours. In exactly 12 minutes.
Slocum!
Hello, Jerry.
Evening, Mr. Slocum. Slocum, have you read my manuscript yet?
Well, I haven't, but I'm going to. Thank you for coming over.
Still out for cocktails?
You bet. Operator, this is Wayne Slocum. I'd like to place a long-distance person-to-person call to Los Angeles. Mr. Matt Houston.
Imagine me, a household name.
Mama's already a household name.
And the face too. And the face too, right, Myron?
The face, your smile there on the cover of the carton, surrounded by such delicacies as veal scallopini, saltimbocca romano, ravioli, spaghetti, fettuccine, linguine, mastaccioli, rigatoni, meatball, sausage, pizza, manigold, eggplant, parmesan, lasagna, gnocchi, spumoni, antipasto, chicken gattatore.
Here are your notes for the speech.
Oh, well, thank you. Listen, next time I agree to give a speech to mystery writers, do me a favor, would you? Talk me out of it.
Just like I tried to take Myron and Mama out of this crazy idea.
Crazy, it's not crazy. It's fabulous. It's a real moneymaker. I'm telling you, all we need is a little development money, and before you know it, this woman's face is going to be staring out of every grocery store frozen section in the country, and every freezer of every home, cooking to mouth-watering perfection in millions of ovens every night.
Imagine me cooking in millions of ovens every night.
No, hold it, folks. Listen, I have to think about this a little bit. I really haven't considered going into the business.
Look, Houston, just think about it. And after you
Mr.
think about that,
Houston, Wayne Slocum on the line for you.
Oh, thank you.
Look, Houston, think about it. Then think about this. Mama's line of Italian food could just be the beginning. We could start up all kinds of frozen food lines. We could do Chinese, Mexican, Moroccan, German, Swiss, Irish, English.
Wayne! I'm just double-checking to make sure you're coming down tonight. I know how busy you can get up there.
Oh, of course. I was just talking to everybody here about how excited I am to talk to your writers.
Terrific. About what time do you think you'll get here?
About 6 o'clock.
Good.
Wayne, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
It sounded an awful lot like gunshots.
It did sound like gunshots. Hold on a minute, Houston.
Mrs. Slocum! It's Emily! She's been shot. She's dead.
Houston, Emily Armour's been murdered.
Likewise.
If ever a friend needed a friend.
Well, you know the old saying, a friend is the best gift to give yourself. Now, listen, I read your latest Dun & Bradstreet. Sounds like you being the #1 mystery novel publisher is treating you pretty well.
Well, I was blessed. By the way, where's Miss Parsons?
Oh, she got tied up in a court case. She's going to drive down a little later. So whatever happened with Emily Armour death?
Nothing. That's why we're so glad to have you here.
Now, wait a minute. I agreed to come down here and speak to your stable of mystery writers, but I
Just
didn't...
a second. You wait a minute. This lady is the most widely read mystery writer in America.
Well, I know who she was. Everybody knew who she was.
Somebody coldly pumped 3 slugs into her. Now, you're not going to walk away from that.
Listen, I've got other commitments to the local law enforcement.
The local law enforcement is nil. There's 1 sheriff and 2 deputies.
I know that.
And I talked to the sheriff. With a case this big, he needs all the help he can get, especially yours.
Great.
Oh, Mr. Houston, good to see you and good to have you aboard. Yes, sir. Now, you consider yourself deputized.
Well, it's a pleasure to be on your team, Sheriff.
Yeah, thank you. Boys, if you're about through, why don't you go on back over the office? I'll be over directly.
What have you come up with so far?
Well, nothing much, sir. Nothing you can hang your hat on. No sign of a struggle, no forced entry. Either she forgot to lock her door or she knew her murderer and let him in.
Or maybe he was waiting inside for her. Listen, any theories on that?
Well, I think you can rule out the motive of robbery, because the guy'd have to be plumb blind. I went right through her purse, had $610 in cash in it and enough jewelry to open a hock shop.
The sheriff checked all the rooms. Everybody heard the noise, but they didn't see anything.
Well, Sheriff, tell me a little more about the shots.
There was 3 of them. One of them went clean through her. Weighed out as .45 caliber.
Sounds like premeditated murder by somebody who knew her and hated her a whole bunch.
How do you figure that?
What's the difference between kill and overkill? I mean, to shoot such a very small lady with such a very large caliber 3 times, that spells hate to me, a whole lot of it.
But the only people here who knew Emily were the mystery writers.
Any of those writers have reason to hate her?
All of them. We have a saying, to know Emily is motive enough to kill her. Well, I shouldn't say that. That makes me a suspect.
You know, you're the one person I don't have to worry about.
Do you mind if I ask why he rates special immunity?
Well, that's because he's got the world's best alibi, Sheriff. I was talking to him on the phone when the killing occurred.
That's right.
Yeah, I even heard the shots. Listen, Wayne, when am I going to get a chance to meet the rest of the mystery writers?
Oh, I'd say at the banquet tonight. Of course, we've canceled your speech because of what's happened, but I'm sure I can round them up.
That'd be great.
Here comes the vanguard of suspects. That fellow over there. Now, that's Jerry Fenton. He's the only non-writer of the group. He looks the dead lady's Man Friday.
Yeah, he looks like a certain type, maybe a boxer.
He was. Some say he could have gone all the way.
Why didn't he?
Well, he just stopped. Quit. Dropped out of sight. 5 years later, he surfaced and was under Emily's employ.
Curious to find out what he's been up to for the past 5 years. Isn't that Nick Harrigan?
Yes,
Yeah, I've seen him on television. He's the ex-cop turned author.
Yes, the critics say he's a terrific mystery writer. In fact, I've read one of his books. It was dripping with gore and blood.
So was his relationship with Emily.
How so?
Well, they lived together for 3 short months, and they separated amidst much bad feelings and open warfare.
I remember reading about that. She gave an interview to a magazine in which she said that Macho Man Nick Harrigan wasn't so macho after all. He retaliated by coming out in public and saying that she was the reigning queen of kink.
That's Courtney Garner. Yeah. She's got a couple books on the bestseller list this month.
Yes, that's Courtney, all right. But I wouldn't hold her as a viable suspect.
Wasn't she being sued by the dead woman for plagiarism? $30 million worth?
No, that's just a nuisance suit. Emily and Courtney got along very well until Emily decided that Courtney had stolen her concept on that new bestseller.
Well, I beg to differ with you on that. I mean, 30 million's a good motive for murder, even for Courtney Garner.
Well, I suppose you're right. We can't rule anybody out. But of all the people in this room here, I'd say that those 3 were the ones closest to Emily.
I guess we just better focus on those 3 for right now.
I wonder if you two would excuse me for the rest of the evening. I've got a ton of long-distance phone calls to make. And Emily's murder has just created havoc with the publishing of her next novel.
Certainly.
Houston? Miss Parsons? It's a pleasure to have you here.
Good night.
You hungry?
I'm wrung out. Do you mind if I abandon ship?
No, why don't you go on? I just gotta figure something out.
Such as?
Well, why anybody with premeditation would want to kill Emily Armour with a very loud gun a few hundred feet away from a crowded swimming pool? Yeah, I better do some moseying around.
Well, you do that. Happy hunting. for me in the bungalow when I got back.
Who was in your room?
I don't know. He had a chokehold on me. He said if we didn't get off this case, we were going to be like Emily Armour, dead.
Don't worry about it, CJ. I'm gonna find him, and I'm gonna nail him 6 ways from Sunday.
Jerry Fenton? Yeah, Lester, they told me I'd find you out here. My name's Matt Houston.
I know. You're Houston. The Private Fuzz. And she's your,
Yeah, I'm a business associate and lawyer.
Any way you want it.
Yeah, well, the way I want it is the way it is.
Listen, we thought you might know who would have wanted to kill Emily Armour.
She had enemies like everyone else.
Like, Courtney Garner, who was suing her for $30 million.
That lawsuit was for publicity. That's what Emily was best at.
30 mil is an awful lot of publicity. It's also a lot of motive for murder.
You want motives? Check Nick Harrigan. Emily and Nick had a real go-around the other night. He's a tough ex-cop, and he loves to get physical.
Well, does Harrigan ever get physical with Emily?
Would have, except I was there.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Hey, you're an ex-boxer. Yeah, I heard something about that. Yeah, you dropped out of sight for 5 years, and then, well, what do you know? You turn up now working for a lady author. Quite a leap.
Yeah? So?
Well, it just seems a little curious for somebody to drop out of sight for 5 years. You know, a little odd, unless maybe they joined the army or went to prison.
Maybe I wrote poetry.
Yeah, well, it just seems like a long way to go from heavyweight contender to Emily Armour's gopher.
Gopher? I was her secretary, which means I was her research assistant and story editor.
Any way you want it. Listen, friend, with or without your help, I'm going to find out what you've been up to for the past 5 years. And who knows, I may find out an awful lot.
Let's go.
CJ, I want you to get a hold of Myron and have him find out all he can about Miss Armour's secretary.
As long as we don't have to question him in this thing, I don't think it carries a first aid kit.
Through my window.
Yes, I did. It sounded like you were in trouble from out there, and
Oh, desperate trouble. This book is due in a week, and I've only killed off my 3rd victim. By the way, who are you?
I'm sorry, my name's Matt Houston.
Oh, yes, you were supposed to be our guest speaker before Emily went to that big rewrite in the sky.
That's right, I'm trying to figure out who sent her there.
Oh, then this must be the chapter where the handsome detective grills all his prime suspects.
Well, since you're the one that writes all the mystery novels, I'm sure you know all about the questions I'm about to ask you.
Yes, I probably know all the answers, too. Let's see, do I have an alibi? No. Do I have a motive? Yes. Did I kill Emily? No.
Well, if you don't have an alibi and you admit to having a motive, now what's going to prevent me from thinking that you're the killer?
Couldn't we just skip the obvious and get to the part where the sensuous suspect and the famous detective fall desperately in love?
Well, I don't think that, I think I've met this flashlight before. You see this?
It's dented.
Yeah, and so's my head. Somebody slugged me with one that looked an awful lot like this last night.
What, you think I did it?
Well, this is your room, isn't it?
I don't deny that. What I do deny is knowing how that flashlight got in it.
Why do I get the feeling that this is the chapter where the sensuous suspect starts lying to the famous detective?
Because she is.
Mm-hmm.
That flashlight appeared here early this morning when her gentleman caller departed.
Does gentleman have a name?
Of course he does. I'm not going to tell you.
Miss Garner, I don't believe you understand. Now, whoever slugged me with this flashlight could very well be a killer. Now, would you please tell me who it is?
This conversation's over, Mr. Houston. I'm not going to tell you anything more.
Well, now, maybe you don't have to. But you look at here. Nick Harrigan.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Well, leaving town so soon, Harrigan?
Who are you?
My name's Matt Houston.
Oh, yeah, the hotshot private eye from Megabuck City.
Listen, you leaving town right now, people might think you're running. Running because you killed Emily Armour.
I don't give a damn what anybody thinks, you included.
Well, Sheriff Keeler wants everybody to stay in town for at least 36 hours.
Well, I don't take orders.
Yeah, I know. That's why you got kicked off the force. Well, look at this. 45 caliber. That's the same caliber that killed Emily.
It doesn't prove anything.
You killed her. You killed Emily.
Easy, just a minute, Jerry. Just save a little bit of him for Sheriff Keeler, all right? Houston, just a minute.
Nick does have a point. This isn't the only 45 caliber pistol in the world, Houston.
Yeah. I'm certainly glad you decided to stick around town for a little while. I mean, I'm going to have Sheriff Keeler check out the ballistics on your weapon.
I'll make sure he doesn't go anywhere.
Hey, pal. You think Nick Harrigan did it?
He's the best candidate we've got so far.
Well, if the gun and ballistics check.
Maybe.
What's the matter with you? Something on your mind?
I don't know. It's all too easy. There's just a couple of things that just don't feel right.
Maybe because you're dealing with mystery writers who live in the world of illusions and dreams and twists and turns.
Could be, but I got a funny feeling that the sheriff's department here is not going to have the facilities to run a ballistics check on his weapon. Means I'll have to fly it into L.A. later on this afternoon. Better give him a call. Mayday, this is Matt Houston, over. I'm about 10 miles due south of Ciudad del Sol. I'm picking up ground fire, and my oil pressure's dropping fast. Mayday, if anybody out there can read me, listen, I tell you, my temperature's in the red. My oil line's been shot out. If I don't land this thing in a hurry, come on, girl. Just a little bit longer. Hang on for old Matlock. Whoever you are, this is war.
Well, this is all over, Houston. You better find some place to hide.
What are you gonna do, come after me from behind prison bars?
I didn't do it. Shoot at you, shoot at a helicopter.
I was taking your gun in for a ballistics check. Now, who else has got reason to shoot me down?
It wasn't me.
We've heard that before. Now get in the car.
Hold it, Matt. I know this man. He's not a murderer.
Thank you, Wayne.
I'll see that my lawyers post the bail. You'll be out in a matter of hours, Nick.
Oh, listen, now, hold on just a minute. Now, that's all very generous, but I don't think it's a very good idea.
Consider yourself in big trouble when I'm sprung.
I'll let you know as soon as I get that ballistics report, Mr. Houston.
Matt, I think you acted hastily. Jail is no place for that man, not even for a couple of hours.
Mr. Slocum, if Harrigan didn't do it, then he's better off in custody anyway. If he didn't kill Emily, then he's a perfect target for the one who did.
Sorry, I don't follow you.
Well, if Harrigan remains here, then the killer just might arrange for an accident or suicide, thus closing the case and letting the real murderer go scot-free.
Miss Parsons, I'd like to put you under contract. Have you ever considered writing a thriller?
Mr. Houston,
Yes.
that's for being so smart. You were smart enough to figure out that Nick Harrigan killed Emily, all right. But you're not smart enough to ask yourself why. He did it for me.
Courtney, we understand how you feel.
No, you don't understand how I feel. That woman, everyone knew her as this great wit on talk shows, thank you, and publicity circuit. But they didn't know her. The more scandal and pain she caused, the better she liked it because that meant more publicity for her.
Well, we understood that's all she cared about.
Well, no one will miss Emily. But Nick Harrigan will be missed. I'll miss him. Oh, Lord, what that woman cost me. When she cost everyone she touched. Even poor Jerry Fenton. She would abuse him and insult him in public, and then she would make him work till all hours of the night.
Wait a minute, how do you know that?
Well, I would hear him pounding away at his typewriter every night since he's been here. You sure picked a rotten way to make a living.
CJ, I'm getting a very funny feeling. Don't ask me what it is, because if I'm wrong, I'm going to feel real stupid. Would you do something for me?
With a build-up like that, how can a girl refuse?
Well, listen, I want you to go to Emily's bungalow, see if you can find anything with her handwriting on it, preferably one of her manuscript pages. And to go see Jerry Fenton's bungalow. I'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Houston, don't get into it with him. He's an ex-boxer. Allô? Oui, this is the chambermaid.
has a lousy Hungarian accent?
It's a French accent, Houston.
Whatever, CJ. Listen, I think I struck pure gold over here.
Terrific, because I just struck contracts, legal ones, and now I think that I'm thinking what you're thinking.
Well, that's super. Listen, I tell you what, I'm gonna swing by your room and pick up those contracts. Meantime, why don't you get a hold of Sheriff Keeler, tell him to get him and his black and white over here pronto, all right?
You bet.
So you discovered our little secret, eh? Well, it's true, Houston. The ex-boxer was writing Emily's mystery novels. Now, what are you doing with these papers? What do you want with them?
Don't you know what they mean?
My lawyers drew them up. Of course I know what they mean. Jerry writes the books, and Emily does
I know does the publicity, and that's what everybody keeps telling me. Now, Wayne, will you please talk to me?
She was a failed actress who couldn't write a shopping list, but she was fabulous. She was flamboyant, and we were all getting rich.
Don't you understand? This contract is Jerry Fenton's motive for killing Emily.
Will you stop being silly? Why would he want to kill the goose that was laying all those lovely golden eggs? It's an updated contract, Houston. Just in time for this annual meeting. The Slocum Publishing Company was going to announce the
Would you stop playing games with me? Now, the new terms stink. Emily was getting a lion's share. She was getting greedy. Fenton just couldn't handle that.
I blame myself. I should have never allowed Jerry to sign those contracts. Oh, he was in a rage. I knew it then. I knew it.
Yeah, you knew he could kill her. Tell me where he is.
He's at the lake. I just left him earlier. He's out jogging. Houston. I discovered him, you know. Imagine. An ex-boxer. There's such a spin on his words. I could tell from the first pages.
CJ's already called the sheriff. I might go a little easier on him if you're out there.
No, I don't think I could handle that.
How long does it take you to get here?
Oh, Jerry, you look all upset. I came right over when you called.
Houston knows. He took my pages.
Houston knows nothing. You better calm down. You need a drink.
He didn't take those pages for nothing.
He showed me the pages. I explained everything to him, Jerry.
Explained what? Explained how?
I explained how our business works. I explained about the ghostwriting. I explained about the contracts. He understood that. Jerry, everything is fine.
Fine. Anybody with a glass eye could see what happened. With my manuscript. And that contract. He's sure to think that I killed her, or at least had something to do with it.
Well, there's an argument for that. But you can also say that you are the last person in the world who would want to see Emily dead. It would ruin you. He understood that. Jerry, why shouldn't he?
He's smart. He'll figure it out.
Well, you're right about that, Jerry. Houston is smart. And you're not that tough, big as you are. Houston followed the trail to you. If he should decide to put a little squeeze on you, you wouldn't mind trading off a few years in prison with me.
Huh? What? I don't feel so good.
I always wanted to tell you, Jerry, how much I liked you. how much I enjoyed our association together. And I was wondering if there was some last thing you wanted me to do, someone you wanted me to look up.
What are you talking about? What are you doing?
Well, I'm typing up your suicide note. I put poison in your glass. You've got about, 20 seconds to live. Yes, Jerry. You're right about one thing. Houston is smart. And I think he probably would have found out about everything. But I'm smarter. I have decided to end this little game. With you. I'm sorry, Jerry. You certainly did have a way with those typewriter keys. You and I could have earned an awful lot more money together. I'll miss that.
Now I know why I didn't find Jerry down by the lake.
It was a suicide, Houston. The maid found the body. Apparently he poisoned himself.
Oh, Sheriff?
Mr. Houston, it looks like this case is all wrapped up. Oh, I want to show you something. I found this hidden in the room. I expect the lab will confirm it's the murder weapon. And, might take a look at this. Found this in his typewriter.
She deserved to die. I would have gotten away with it if it hadn't been for Matt Houston. I tried to kill him, but I know now my arrest is inevitable. Can't stand the thought of prison.
I, want to thank you for all your help. Is there, something wrong, Mr. Houston?
Well, it's just a feeling, you know the feeling that you get when the hair on the back of your neck stands up, something's wrong, out of place.
Yeah, well, I get that every once in a while, especially when my wife goes on a shopping spree.
Yeah, well, it really isn't a shopping spree. Listen, I just wish I could put my finger on it.
Yeah, well, if you need any help, you just let me know, okay? And again, thank you, sir. Ma'am.
Listen, there is something you could do for me. I mean, seeing as how I got to the scene of the crime a little late when Emily Armour was killed, I thought maybe I could take a look at your official report.
Sure you can. I got it in my briefcase in the car. I'll get it for you.
I suppose you're wondering what I'm doing here, while out there, my friend and associate is being carted off in a body bag.
I'm here to arrest you for murder, Wayne. You killed Emily. You almost got away with it.
Please, Houston, it was Jerry. You said so yourself. Emily got greedy and so...
Come on, Jerry was your accomplice. You see, Jerry's the one that fired 3 shots I heard on the phone when I was talking to you. It was the perfect alibi, but you made 2 mistakes.
You know, I think you and Miss Parsons really ought to start writing thrillers. All right. 2 mistakes.
Well, it first happened by chance. Remember that first night when you hid in CJ's room and you scared her half to death to try and get us off the case? Well, you had no way of knowing that I was going to run into your partner outside of Emily's room. See, that told me that there had to be an accomplice.
Circumstantial evidence, Houston. Circumstantial evidence. It could have been any common burglar.
Yeah, that's true. But there is something else, Wayne. See, I read the sheriff's report. There were no powder burns on Emily's body. That was your big mistake.
Powder burns?
That body would have had to have had powder burns on it to be shot at close range, but there were none. That means that somebody muffled those shots. It means the shots I heard on the phone didn't kill her. She was killed earlier.
Well, it still could have been someone else.
Why would anybody else want to do something like that unless they were trying to create the perfect alibi?
Jerry blamed me for getting him into that mess with Emily. And he said if I didn't get him out of it, he'd leave the Slocum Publishing Company. Now, you know that Jerry's books were selling in the millions.
That's right, and they kept your company in the black. Couldn't afford to lose your star writer, so you killed Emily. And when you realized that I was getting too close, you killed Jerry just to protect your own skin.
It's because of you that I killed Jerry. You've cost me a lot. We've known each other a long time, pal. I'm gonna ask you something. Let it be. Walk away.
I can't do that.
Well, I can't let you take me in.
Friend, this is not what I'd call a happy ending for either one of us.
Your mama, you're the stolen Italy. Okay, now is she, excuse me, he comes out of the kitchen bearing Mama Novelli's food fit for the gods. What I want you to do is I want you to frame the archway, the grape leaves on the lattice work, the candles, the ambiance of Italy, and then as she comes down into a close, she says...
Are you gonna love it?
Great, I want you to hold on that smile. Then I want you to rack back down here past the wine, past the candles, past the bread, to the Mama Novelli's package featuring the logo. That's what we're selling. Rack clothes. What? This is made for home movies. Oh, no. Houston, thank goodness. You're right on cue.
Myra, you told me to come down here in a hurry. What's going on?
Look, we're making a test run for a commercial. I wanted to get some of my concepts down on film here so those advertising guys didn't botch it up. This is it. This is the beginning. I wanted you here to be part of this great moment. Yes, but also because I felt the restaurant should be populated for the spot. Look, just don't worry. Just sit down. There's no speaking parts. Your only atmosphere. Savario has the only line here. You're gonna love it. Oh, excellent. Boy, I wish Mama was here. Somehow, it's not quite the same. Rehearsal.
Is Mama gonna go for this whole thing?
She fell in love with the idea.
Yeah, well, where is she?
She's gone to inspect the factory where the food is actually made.
All right, you can handle that. Now, remember, energy. All right, everybody, let's try one of these things. Great. All right, everybody, now, let's do one.
Ready when you are, CB.
Oh, you're gonna love it. Not yet.
Never mind, it's all off. There's not going to be any Mama Novelli's frozen foods.
What do you mean, Mama? I thought you were all excited about this idea.
Yeah, sure. For the restaurant, it's fine. But for all that food, per carità, you need a factory.
Yeah, but Houston, I made such a great deal. I got the same place that makes Chef Linguini's frozen pizza.
Chef Linguini's pizza is not pizza. It's a cardboard with ketchup on it. And now they're just going to make more. Stick it in a box. And with the name Novelli on it? Ma, siete matti. Never.
Mama, we'll make a fortune.
Hey, he who steals my purse steals trash. But he who steals my name, they're asking for trouble.
Sevario's. You're gonna love it.
Better cock your pistols.
For what a tuxedo costs these days, you would think they'd come up with some instructions on how to tie the damn thing.
Houston, there's nothing to it.
What do you mean there's nothing to it? If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have to speak at this policeman's benefit. I could be watching the ball game.
Very good.
Get it?
Lieutenant, you have a call, line 3.
Thanks.
Houston, I'll help you with this. Now watch what I do. It's easy.
It's not easy. You know, the same fellow that designed this designed the Rubik's Cube.
Yes, sir. I'll meet him behind the convention center. I'm afraid we're gonna have to make a quick stop.
Trouble?
Yeah, at the rally for Senator Delaney, there might be some trouble, and the captain's homesick. Just want to double-check security.
Ready.
Look, Vince, how'd you get yours tied?
Nothing to it.
Yeah, well, it looks... It's a clip-on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
I'll swap you.
Just got the word. The senator's left his hotel and he should be here any time now.
There he is. There's the senator now.
Good to see you again. Hey, Bob, look out!
Senator, you all right?
You all right? Oh, just my shoulder. Oh, help me out.
All right, take it easy. Take it easy.
He ran right into us. He says it wasn't him. He couldn't find a weapon.
Must be the only one who saw him.
That's him.
No mistake, for the record.
That's him, Vince.
It'll be nice having a real vacation. This resort looks glorious, Houston. I just hope the numbers are as good as Murray says they are. It's my kind of investment. I could easily crash there for a month without any trouble at all.
Don't say the word crash when you're flying near the Bermuda Triangle, CJ.
Sorry about that. Your shoulder still hurt after 3 months?
Just a little bit. CJ.
Got a new court, 129er.
What the hell's going on here?
Are we on an island or what?
Get out.
Follow me.
Sir, we have the Houston party.
Bring them in. Don't you ever finish filing your nails?
I just have to even this one out.
How would you like to have that finger cut off? Wait outside the door, please. You're even more beautiful than they said. That should prove to be a big help for us, my dear.
Thanks loads.
Hungry?
You're supposed to be dead.
Well, I don't know whether I should be flattered or not, Mr. Houston.
CJ, take a good look. He's an international criminal. Marquis Duval Sr.
The father of the assassin you caught at the convention.
Yes, that was really foolish of him. We have specialists to handle such assignments, but he's young, headstrong.
Headstrong. Chip off the old block, huh? Yeah, CJ, this man runs a small band of terrorists. They're very deadly and very good at what they do. Tell me something. What's an assassination cost these days, or a bomb in an airport?
Everything is negotiable, Mr. Houston.
Fine. What have we got to negotiate? You didn't bring us here for brunch.
It's a very good question, Mr. Houston. And I have a very good answer.
Fine, I've got another question. Just where the hell are we?
One question at a time, Mr. Houston. You asked what we're negotiating for. It's her. Take her to her quarters.
Just a minute there, Charlie.
Now, Mr. Houston, you don't think I do anything but see this lovely young lady to the most comfortable quarters we have? Her security is guaranteed, my friend. She is my guest for now.
I said...
Houston, it'll be all right.
I'm very pleased you care so much for her, Mr. Houston, because we have something very serious to discuss.
Well, if you're talking about your son, you can forget it. Now, the man was caught red-handed with his finger on the trigger, so to speak.
Yes, but you were the only witness.
How many witnesses does it take for an assassination attempt, huh?
Don't you remember, Mr. Houston, my saying that anything and everything can be negotiated? I suggest we take a little drive to show you how serious this situation is and to give you a better view of the realities. Shall we? There is no escape from him. Suppose you were to make it through the jungle to the coast. Where would you go? Good answer.
Now, where are we? Now, I know we were on a plane. That means there's a landing strip around here. Civilization can't be that far off.
We are, sir, where it suits my needs to be. I am Lord, Baron, you name it. Master of this place, if you will. For a few million in donations to a certain government from time to time, my privacy is ensured.
It helps me out a lot. I'm still in the dark.
Precisely. That's the point. You remain so.
Could we just get down to it now? You've got to be crazy. Now, how can I get your son released? He's in jail without bond. The next logical step is going to be a very well-deserved 30-year prison sentence.
You will leave here without knowing where you've been and do exactly as I tell you. Or else your dear Miss Parsons will be forever among the missing, buried in a place the world neither knows nor cares about.
What exactly is it you want me to do?
You will appear in a California courtroom. You will testify to a case of mistaken identity. After all, it was dark. The situation was confused. You were injured, in a state of shock, and you didn't know who you were identifying.
Who do you expect is going to buy that kind of a story, huh?
I expect you, Mr. Houston, to do a masterful job of selling. You will destroy that district attorney's case and free my son. Is that clear?
Yeah. Go down.
I'm sorry you did that.
Save your apologies for later, all right? Now, here's the way it's gonna go. I'm gonna go back to your hacienda and pick up CJ. And we're gonna go out and find your airstrip. Why don't you get in the back seat, huh?
I sincerely hope we could settle this without a show of force.
We can't. Drive. I said drive. Out of the Jeep. One move. Into the house.
That's far enough, Mr. Houston.
I'll be the judge of that. Now move.
The charade is over. Sonny, bring that woman out here.
Gentlemen, that's far enough.
Go ahead, shoot them. Or if that's distasteful, fire into the air. Go ahead. You're a brave man, Mr. Houston. I thought you might try an escape attempt, so I have the accompanying guards carry unloaded weapons. I'd hoped we could do business on a basis of mutual trust, or at least with an understanding of the realities. But I see that's not meant to be. Pity, really. Prepare firing squad.
Ready! Duvall, what are you doing? Your problem is with me, not with her. Let her go.
Aim!
I'll do it. Whatever you want.
Stand clear. Goodbye, Mr. Houston.
Mr. Houston. Mr. Houston, good morning.
CJ.
I thought you and CJ flew to the Bahamas.
CJ.
She's not here. I'll get you some coffee.
Pam. Listen, I know I asked you to cover for me this weekend, but why don't you take the day off? I could use the time to myself.
Sure. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine, really. Why don't you spend some time with that fellow of yours that never complains about your overtime?
I will. There's nothing I can do?
Not a thing.
Okay.
Reminder, Mr. Houston, so there's no mistake. Just as I knew you were a brave man who would try to escape, so I also know you might not be swayed by threats to your life. But I have your Miss Parsons. I will not hesitate to kill her if you do not fulfill your end of our bargain, or if you attempt to betray me. Of course, Mr. Houston, you will be watched.
Hey, let me read your lips, because his ear doesn't hear so good from the war. I'm getting confusing signals here.
Got the problem, Vince. Now, it's my testimony that's gonna put that kid away.
Kid, he's a trained assassin, one of the best.
Don't understand, Vince. You don't send somebody to prison unless you're sure, and I am not sure. Now, maybe I just wanted it to be the kid that night.
I don't believe this.
Now, I talked to Judge Risk, and he understands my concern. Now, the tells me there'll be a hearing within 72 hours.
I mean, you're recanting your testimony.
There's nothing else I can do, Vince.
Come on, you put that garbage on the street and
That
walk
is up
away.
to the judge to decide. Now, the law says beyond a reasonable doubt, and I've got a doubt, Vince. Wish you understood my concern.
What does it take, huh? What does it take? I mean, I can buy a rummy with a pint of muscatel, a prison snitch with a favor, or a junkie with the price of a fix. I mean, I know judges can be bought. I know cops can be bought, but what does it take to buy a Matt Houston?
Leave me alone, Vince.
Come on, then tell me what it takes. Huh? It must be something really big, because you know what? I never thought I'd see the day.
You just knock it off.
I mean, what do you give a man who's got everything? Educate me.
I think I made a mistake. What? Matter of conscience.
Here's your conscience. You know, if anybody would ever told me this day would come, I would have bet my kids against it. I'm gonna fight you, Houston. I was on that case, too. I've got some testimony of my own. And you make me sick.
But I have your Miss Parsons. I will not hesitate to kill her if you do not fulfill your end of the bargain. Of course, Mr. Houston, you will be watched.
People, please. My client has been through a long ordeal. The injustice has now been corrected.
Justice?
Mr. DeVal was being charged based on the testimony of one individual. That testimony has been recanted, all charges have been dropped, and he is free.
Free to kill again.
Lieutenant, I'm warning you.
This man is a known terrorist. Now he goes scot-free because of him.
One more word, Novelli. I'll see you in court.
It stinks.
Mr. Houston, can you tell us why you changed your...
Come in.
Sir, just got word by radio. Your son's been set free.
That's it. We won't need that girl anymore. Take her out and kill her.
Going out, fellas.
Hold it! Bring her back inside. Leave us be. You too, get out. She's an idiot, but she helps pass the time. We're thousands of miles from nowhere here. So few diversions. I'm sure you understand that. You look like a woman of obvious intellect. Taste, class. What is this? Oh, I see. Not good looking enough for you, huh? Do I offend your tender sensibilities? Would you like to hear some gentle words? Here's some gentle words. I just ordered to have you killed, and I thought I might change my mind. You have 1 minute to change my mind.
All right.
No bullet for her. A bullet will be much too quick. Pretty soon we'll have Houston here. Watch each other die. It'll be much slower than a bullet.
Turn to 129er. 129er's gonna take us right out into open ocean. We haven't got that kind of fuel.
129er.
So now that we all know each other a little better and we're getting comfortable, and your friend back there's got a pistol trained at the back of my head, would you mind telling me where we're going?
Between Florida and the Bahamas, off of Cuba and Haiti, there's all sorts of islands nobody's ever bothered to record. Nobody goes there. Set the autopilot.
Guess it means we'll be traveling for a little bit, huh?
We have 17 minutes to go. That is to say, we do. You have somewhat less. You see, Mr. Houston, no matter what my father said, there's no point in you making it back to that island.
And why'd I know you were gonna say that? What's it gonna be, swan dive from 35,000 feet?
Take him in the back and kill him.
Freeze!
Now, hand Mr. Houston a gun.
Bless you, sir.
You mean that little scene outside the courtroom was an act?
I'll catch you on real quick, Junior. Over here.
You're a fool, Houston. What are you gonna do, send me back to jail? That's where I was. We're back where we started.
Not quite. See, we know where your island is now. See, Lieutenant Novelli here used to be a captain in the Air Force. She's gonna fly you back to Key West and return with the cavalry.
You go down to that island and he'll kill her.
Not if he doesn't know I'm on the island. Help me on with this, Vance, would you?
Houston, if we don't land on that island, Duvall is gonna know that something's up.
You think whatever he wants to, Vance, as long as I got time enough to get CJ out of there. One way or another.
One way or another. Listen, were you airborne or Rangers? When was the last time you made a jump?
Well, I've never made a jump before, Vance. I was Army intelligence. Where's the cord on this thing?
This is it right here. This is it.
Relax, it's a joke. Come on, we gotta get going.
Good luck.
Thank you. How goes the revolution? Listen, you're probably wondering right now if Matt Houston is the kind of man that'd strangle a woman, aren't you?
I think we both know that you would not.
Well, the only problem is I happen to be thinking about a pretty lady right now that I care an awful lot about. Her welfare depends upon your cooperation. Now, I'd think about that very carefully. Now, are you and me gonna be friends? No?
Yes.
Good. Good. Hey, you just take it easy. Now, take me to Duval.
I don't know whether you realize or not, but what you're doing is impossible.
We're just gonna have to find that out, aren't we? You drive. All right?
How did you get here?
Well, that's a long story, but anyway, the problem is going to be getting out of here.
Okay, because I have a map of the island.
Good.
Look at this.
It's got to be the landing strip. Now, that's where Novelli's going to pick us up. Go.
Hold it, Houston! Stay right where you are! Move it! Cover all doors and windows.
Come on, CJ.
This way. You believe this? Smoke bombs, flares, hand grenades.
Automatic weapons, place is real stockpile.
They're going nowhere. It's just a matter of time.
Tell me something. You believe in God? Sure hope so. But you hold out your hands.
Hold out your hands like a good girl.
If you will notice, that is set for 3 minutes. And in 3 minutes, we're going to find out if there's really a heaven or if we're all going to wind up rabbits in Idaho.
I am a soldier. I have no fear of death. You're bluffing.
Lady, we've got nothing to lose.
Look, if you want to speak to Duval, well, I think I could arrange it. Please. Please. My God.
You best go warn your friends, ma'am.
Hold your positions! Stay where you are! Stay where you are! Stay where you are! Hold your position!
Let's get the hell out of here.
Houston, it looks like the airstrip is off to the right.
I hope you're right. Get out!
You betrayed me, and you betrayed my son. I told you what I'd do.
That'd be Novelli with the cavalry. If you face it, Duvall, it's over. Your history.
There are thousands of islands in this world. Brick and mortar can be replaced. There are always new people I can get. And I'll be back in business, my friend. But you will not be here to see it. No, you will not even be here when those planes land. You will be dead.
You wanted to be with your son, Duvall. Well, you're gonna be with him real soon. You'll both be together in the same cell.
Ragazzi, dove siete? Ma che state facendo? Oh, facciamo tardi, eh? It's late. What's the hold up? Oh, you can't tie your tie. It's such a simple thing.
Mama, they're dragging their feet because they don't want to go to the opera.
Well, that's not true. It's not that I don't like the music. I just can't understand it. See, I don't speak Italian.
Yeah, I speak Italian. It's Greek to me.
Oh, per carità, I love it. Oh, a proposito, your wife's downstairs waiting for you in the car, so hurry up.
Lieutenant Novelli, telephone, line 1.
Be right back.
Anyway, Houston, it's for charity.
I know it's for charity. I bought the tickets, but does that mean I still have to go?
Well, you don't have to go. It's the mayor, it's the commissioner. I think it's a good idea.
Houston, there's a bomb scare at the Coliseum. Can you give me a lift over there and some backup?
You got it. Listen, ladies, why don't you go on ahead and enjoy yourself? This is an emergency. We'll be there as soon as we can.
Oh, benedetta vita dei poliziotti. Oh.
Isn't it the truth?
It was great the way you did that.
I didn't think you were ever going to come back in there. I mean, what are you going to do now, huh? Come on, let's do something.
All right, let's go. Come on. We gotta go. All right.